You have roughly 4,000 weeks in this life. That's it. Not 400,000. Not even 40,000. Just 4,000. By the time you're 30, nearly half are gone. By 60, you're deep into the final chapters. It's a number that's both terrifying and liberating, because once you realize time is short, you can begin to spend it wisely. But what does wise look like? The Buddha gave us an answer, not in fear, but in freedom, not in urgency, but in presence. Let's explore what 4,000 weeks mean through the lens of Buddhist wisdom, and how to make every single one of them count. 1. Understand the preciousness of life. The Buddha once said, "It is rare to be born as a human being, like a turtle surfacing once in 100 years and finding its head through a floating yolk." It's an image so improbable it almost feels mythical, but that's the point. Your life, this moment, is that miracle. We forget how precious our time is. We wake up and scroll, we complain, we chase things we don't really want. We fill our weeks as if they are infinite. But 4,000 weeks is not a long time. It's 4,000 chances to pay attention, to love, to wake up. To waste even one in anger or distraction is like dropping a jewel into the ocean. So Buddhist practice begins with remembrance. Life is rare. Life is fleeting. Life is precious. When you truly feel that in your bones, you stop living automatically. You begin to live deliberately. 2. Impermanence is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Everything you love will change. Everyone you know will one day say goodbye. Even this body you're in is a temporary home. We often fear this. We fight it with anti-aging creams, calendars and denial. But the Buddha taught us to see impermanence not as a curse, but as a compassionate teacher. He said, "All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering." Why? Because suffering comes from clinging, from trying to freeze moments that are meant to pass. The cherry blossom is beautiful because it fades. The candle glows brighter because it will burn out. When we remember impermanence, we begin to live differently. We speak kinder words. We take fewer things for granted. We realize this moment will never come again. So we show up for it, fully. Impermanence isn't the thief of joy. It's the reason joy is possible. 3. Slow down. The world will still turn. We are obsessed with speed, productivity, efficiency, getting things done. But the Buddha never said, hurry. He said, walk as if your feet are kissing the earth. Modern life tells us that faster is better. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us, faster often means shallower. We scroll through days, rush through meals, half listen to those we love, and at the end we wonder where the time went. But when we slow down, we begin to notice the life we've been sleepwalking through, the scent of jasmine in the morning, the weight of our breath, the space between sounds. You still have deadlines, you still have responsibilities, but you don't have to rush your soul through them. Speed doesn't equal depth. Sometimes slowing down is the most radical spiritual act of all. 4. Choose inner wealth over outer success. We've been trained to measure our worth by what we own and what we achieve. But what happens when the success comes and the soul is still empty? The Buddha was a prince. He had gold, comfort, power, and he gave it all up, not because he hated it, but because he saw it couldn't solve the one problem that matters: suffering. He chose inner wealth, compassion over ambition, stillness over status, peace over praise. There's nothing wrong with achieving things in this world, but if you trade your presence for productivity, your peace for possessions, you'll find yourself rich in things, but poor in meaning. Ask yourself, when my 4,000 weeks are done, what will I wish I gave more time to? Chances are, it won't be the next promotion. It will be the quiet moments, the real conversations, the chances you took to grow, to give, and to love. That is true success. 5. Make peace with not doing it all. We live in the age of infinite options: podcasts to hear, books to read, places to visit, skills to master, notifications whispering, "You're falling behind." But here's the truth no one wants to admit. You will never do it all. You only get 4,000 weeks, and that's if you're lucky. The Buddha taught renunciation not as deprivation, but as liberation. Letting go is how we become free. You don't need to chase every opportunity. You don't have to fill every second. You don't need to be everything to everyone. When you accept your limits, you discover your depth. So ask yourself not, how can I do more? But, what really matters? What do I want to give my life to? Because saying yes to everything often means saying no to what's sacred. 6. Practice presence, because moments are all you truly own. The past is memory, the future is imagination. What you have, really have, is now. The Buddha didn't just teach mindfulness to reduce stress. He taught it because this moment is the only doorway to awakening. Every breath is a bell that calls you home. Every step, a chance to return to the miracle of this very life. But most of us miss it. We're busy rehashing what happened, or worrying about what might. Meanwhile, real life is here, in the way the sun filters through your window, in the texture of silence between words, in the warmth of your hands. Presence isn't just spiritual, it's practical, because if you're not present for your life, it slips through your fingers like sand. Don't wait for some future peace. Don't wait for a perfect moment. This is it. The sacred is not somewhere else. It's here, right now. You only get 4,000 weeks, if you're lucky, not one more, not one less, and how you spend them will shape the legacy of your soul. The Buddha's path is not about doing more. It's about waking up to what matters, to what's real, to what's here. You don't need to climb every mountain or chase every dream. You just need to be present for your own life. Start with one breath, one act of compassion, one moment of stillness, and let that be enough. Because when you live each week with awareness, you don't need more time. You need less distraction. And that is the way of true freedom.